Dann sieht man ungefähr, was
Ja.
passiert. Nicht sehr groß, aber doch, schau, das ist doch lustig.
Ja.
I will introduce something. So, good morning. Today is a special broadcast.
Cut.
I will cut something. Today I have a guest, Jeanette.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, Jeanette, you found me on YouTube.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you decided to come here and take a lesson with me.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm very excited about this. So we already worked together, and I really like working together.
Yes, very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So mostly it was table work, and today we will do a short lesson where you can participate and we can do all together. Should I ask a question? So yes, how did you find me on YouTube?
Yes, I have been taking some Feldenkrais lessons down in the Netherlands, and I was curious to find more. Enjoying my Feldenkrais lessons there, but I wanted to do some more lessons in the convenience of my home. Yeah. Then I found your lessons.
Yes. You checked online?
Yeah.
And so we did two lessons already on the table.
I enjoy very much the larger range of my movements.
You have a larger range of movement?
Yes, I get in front of the mirror and enjoy my bones moving and shoulders.
Yes. We found the shoulders. Yeah, I noticed this during the lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like I'm not sitting still much because I'm enjoying the movements all the time.
Enjoy moving around.
Yeah.
So we will do a shoulder lesson together, which we all can participate.
Yeah.
Any more we want to talk, or we get to the exercise?
Oh, let's do the exercise.
You need your floor space, the beloved floor space, and see you there in a couple of seconds. This could be a starting position, but no, we take another starting position. Please come on your knees and hands, on all fours.
Are you sure?
Yes. So this is going to be a shoulder lesson, and we need to work the shoulder in the best possible way. And bring your pelvis over your knees,
Okay.
like this. And where do I go in the screen? Maybe I move. Where can I move? So if this is challenging for your hands, you can also stand on your fists. Just make fists, or like this.
That's not bad.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I've done like this. Is that alright?
Or on the elbows is also possible.
Okay.
So
Go.
No? Okay, just do this a little bit.
Yeah.
Just go a little bit back and forth. It's for warming up. So and bring your awareness to your hip joints. So you can feel there's a movement in your hip joints. It's not only your back that is rounding. So you probably need to take your knees a little bit further apart. Just like this, yes. There was this one lesson called Japanese sitting, where we sit back on the heels. So this is like just a little bit of this lesson, just a little bit back and forth, and feel how if your pelvis has a little bit of a tilt when you do this movement. Okay, then bring your hands on the floor with the back of your hand, the back of your left hand on the floor, and the right hand into the palm of, yes, like this, and your forehead into your palm of your right hand. So now this is a constraint.
Yeah.
And now do the same movement. Move a little bit upwards, which means towards your head. So you roll a little bit more onto your hand, and your pelvis goes also up and down in this sense that it goes towards your head. And I want you to feel what your spine is doing. The more you roll onto the crown of your head, the more your spine comes towards the ceiling. On one hand, on the other hand, it's lifting away from the floor because it's bending, the spine is bending. And try to feel in which areas your spine is moving most. Is it between your shoulder blades? Is it in the middle of your back, in your lower back? How much is your pelvis participating? If you think a second of your sit bones, if they come closer to the floor or closer to the ceiling at some point of this movement. And we will use exactly this movement in the end of the lesson to check if we can feel more, have a different sensation for this movement. But it looks already very nice. I can see some movement in the whole spine. Okay, then take a short break onto your back, or a short rest. Then come back on your belly, to lie on your belly, and prop yourself up onto your elbows like a sphinx, yes, with the lower arms kind of parallel and with your eyes towards the horizon. So you lift your head and now try to sink your spine in between your shoulder blades, to sink the spine downwards. So you're looking in front of you, just the horizon, yes, not necessarily up. And then you lift your spine up, yes. So you're looking for this movement. Just do this movement a couple of times. Just you rise your spine up and then you sink it. We could call it sinking the spine between the shoulder blades. So your spine doesn't do much. There could be a movement of the spine, like we have this cat-camel movement in yoga. But we're not looking for this cat-camel flexion and extension of the spine. The spine is just like sinking through, like you're in drift sand, or you take a bath in honey. That would be a lot of honey, yes. Or some gel. Your whole spine is sinking in between your shoulder blades. And try to keep your head on the horizon, your eyes on the horizon. So for some people, this will be strenuous for the lower back, depends on the condition of the lower back. So you might have to play a little bit with your pelvis, align the pelvis to make it more comfortable for the lower back. But the focus is the shoulder blades, that there is actual movement in the shoulder blades. Yeah, and you can see, you can do it in a couple of different ways. You can play with, every time you do a new movement and you try to feel something different, you bring your awareness on different spots onto your spine. So in the original lesson, Dr. Moshe Feldenkrais was walking around and he asked or he gave the image that you could squeeze a finger in between the shoulder blades. So if I would put my finger here, that you would squeeze it, yeah. Ah! Okay, then take a short break, just on your back or on your belly. Then come back onto your belly. In this lesson we have to change posture a lot of times. Yes, just propped up like the Sphinx. And this time just move your right shoulder forwards where your right ear is. Yes, you move the right shoulder forwards and then downwards or backwards. What kind of directions are these? More towards your hand and more towards your feet. Yes. And try, how large can you make, how large of a movement can you make here? How much does it affect your head? Let your head go a little bit to the left while you pull your shoulder to your hand, yes, and then come back and see, maybe there is a connection. Maybe your hand pushes your head a little bit to the right. When you move your shoulder forwards, and then keep your head in the middle and just move your shoulder, yes. Forwards and backwards.
Downwards as well?
No, before. So the first movement was up and down, and now it's forwards and backwards.
Okay.
So we have two directions, two distinct directions. Try your left shoulder. So you could either isolate the movement, just try to really just move the left shoulder blade. So it's a movement, the shoulder blade is sliding over the rib cage, or you bring in more of yourself, so you can see there's a movement of the thoracic spine, the T-spine, or the cervical spine, or even a movement of the pelvis. And so you have these two variations. So try to do one and then try to do the other. So it's just merely a movement of the shoulder. Then take a short break on your belly, just come down a second. Take a short rest. Then come up again onto your elbows and bring both shoulders forwards more towards your hand and then backwards more towards your feet. So you move both shoulders at the same time or towards your ears, yes, forwards and backwards. And keep your eyes level on the horizon. And then try to do it a little bit faster. So we're working with speed, we can do it slower, we can do it faster, and this will change the quality of the movement and our movement experience. This works very nice, yeah, and then try up and down, so you sink the spine between the shoulder blade. So we have two directions, and these two directions you can, yeah, very clear directions. You can work them into circles. Yes, it's like giving yourself a back rub.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, then come onto your back, please. Take a rest. So this movement might be a little bit challenging, but we don't take the rest because it's so challenging, but we want to have a break. So we can start something new later, and at the same time now you can feel the aftermath of what you did. It's like something, when you heard something and you think about what you heard. So you did the movement and now you feel about what you did. How is your lying on the floor? How do you perceive your shoulder blades?
They're a bit heavier and at the same time it seems like my shoulder blades allow my spine to rest more.
The shoulder blades allow the spine to rest more. Yeah. Interesting. So do you have a feeling of a contact with the spine and the floor?
A light one.
A light one. So please come onto your elbows while you're on your back.
Okay.
Yes. It's like you see something down there and you want to see it and you prop yourself up onto your elbows. It's like more like a beach posture. Can be a little bit challenging, but yes. So the elbows should be under the shoulders. Yes, like you would stand a chair or a table you would have.
It's challenging in my shoulder.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
And now search for the same movement, which is to lift the spine and then sink the spine through in between the shoulder blades. It's the same movement like we did, yes, with the head, with the eyes on the horizon. It's the same movement like we did before, but in a different posture, alignment towards gravity. Much more challenging. Can be very tiring very fast. So it's the spine which moves up here and then comes down again, and the shoulder blades which come together when you move up. And it's beautiful how you do it. It's the neck is becoming longer. You can see the whole head is moving towards the crown of the head. The top of the head is moving towards the ceiling. It's an elongation of the spine. The spine stays long. And it's not because she does something with the spine so much, but it's really the shoulder blades which are moving over the chest. Take a short break. This makes a difference, huh? Yeah.
Melting into the floor.
It's a feeling of melting.
Very comforting.
Very comforting. It's good to have this kind of breaks. Let's try it one last time. It's the same thing. Come on your elbows. So we did it already. So we do it a second time. And try to move your shoulder blades around your chest. Try the other direction, the shoulders forwards and backwards. Completely different movement, huh? And then sink the spine between the shoulder blades. Let the spine sink and come up again. It becomes a larger movement.
Yeah.
So these are movements which are quite easy to memorize. It's just forwards and backwards and up and down, so you can explore in your own pace. You can do it very small. You can do, for example, small circles with the shoulder. You can do large circles. You can do short lines and long lines. You can really slide your shoulder blades around the chest, or just do small little movements. You can think about your breathing, explore, or more like watch your breathing, see what's happening in your body. Easy to memorize. You can do it after this lesson. You can do it on your own, in bed, or just on the floor at times. And then take a rest again. Yeah, yes, not too long, yes. Take a rest whenever you feel like. So this is not a workout, it's somatic education. It's an exploration of a movement. And interesting, huh? Even though it is strenuous, it releases tension. A treat. It should be a bit like a treat, yeah. Then please come onto your all fours again, the knees and the hands. So we try the first movement from the beginning, and put your forehead onto your knees, up.
Sorry.
On all fours,
Oh,
yeah. And put your forehead into your hands, just like in the beginning, and do the same movement like in the beginning. So you move a little bit forwards, so you roll on more onto your head. Yes, and then you move a little bit backwards, and you feel what is happening to your shoulder blades. You should have a much more of a feeling what's going on. What parts of your spine are lifting from the floor when you go forwards, and what parts come closer to the floor when you go backwards. It's a different movement now, right?
Sure is.
So it's not only comfortable, but it's also kind of fun to do this kind of explorations. So surprising, isn't it?
Yeah. Very nice.
All right, then come to sit and to stand, and just see how it is in standing. Yeah. So it's a short lesson, but it does something, huh?
Oh, it's very, very light in my upper body here. I love this lesson very much because the result is that I feel very light, uplifted, and my shoulders are just like melting or jelly or very light. So I'm always surprised by the effect of the lessons, because I myself try to relax by the way I'm thinking, but this is a somatic approach which gives like an added result by itself physically. So that is very comforting, I think. So I benefit a lot by the lessons of that I take at home and that I take on YouTube. But I think it's a very added benefit to take private lessons, because Like my husband, he attended a bit of a lesson, and he was very surprised that I didn't do much myself, like now in this lesson. You're being done to with your body, you're given space in between the ribs or wherever, and that is very helpful because one's body is very used to the usual patterns and tensions, and now you're given other movements and possibilities and loosening of limits. That it works very quickly, and I like that. To have a quick result in a very, very soft and gentle way. So if you got a chance, just move over here to Alfons and enjoy the larger range of movements that you can have and enjoy, and just get more, I think, have more energy and to do the movements I want to do, to do the sports, and to go more light while doing things. As an important thing I learned from Feldenkrais, and I'm being reminded of all the time, that it's not in working very hard that you reach freedom of movement. I always try that one, that direction first, but then I'm always surprised by the ease and the mildness in this approach, and the quick result I'm getting. So I'm hooked.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed our little lesson we did together. Thank you for participating, being brave enough in being in a video which is on YouTube. And I leave your comments below. If you liked the video, please like the video, and see you in the next video.
To see